So the first thing you need to do to get into the back is you need to tip this seat forward. To do that, you're going to release this. So this is loose. Then you're going to pull this side lever. That's for the 40 split seat. The other section, bigger section, is a little bit different, and we'll go through it when we get to that side. Once you're back here, that bolt down here is an 18 millimeter. You'll need a deep socket to get to it, and looks like there's probably 4 of them. There's probably one on the far side. That's the back brace for the seats, and then I believe we'll find out after we get a little bit further. But I believe there's bolts on the front side of the seat as well that I think are in here that come out, and I believe those are 13 millimeter bolts. This is a 2020 350 Lariat. And my understanding is it's the same basic mechanical setup, size, and everything for 2017 forward. So this would be backwards compatible also. Okay, so the front bolts here, there, and the other end, those are 13 millimeters. You don't need a deep socket for them, but you will need an extension and some sort of breaker bar to get good enough leverage to open them up. So those two will come out, and I've already got the back bolts on the 40 split out, so I believe that once I get these out, I should be able to lift out the seat unit. We'll see. Okay, so after getting the 13 millimeter bolts out of the front, you do have to take out your seat belt bolt here. It's 13 millimeter, and then there's a hidden one right back here, 15 millimeter. And it comes out, and then hopefully this one gets loose enough to come out. It could be that this metal framing is tied into that, so you might have to do it all at one time. We'll find out. So after you get that 13 or 15 millimeter bolt out, this section does get pretty loose. There's some electrical we're going to undo. That's no big deal, but then this section should come out fine. So after taking off that 15 millimeter nut, the seat, and undoing the electrical connection, it does come right out. That's what you're left with. Jack was there. I took it out. It's going to be in the truck box because we won't be able to get back into here once we're done. Seat belt, I'm probably going to secure it here so that this doesn't clang around too much. Is relatively straightforward to remove. It'll be more awkward with the bigger section, but should be the same process. Okay, the driver's side, the 60 side of the split, is a little bit different. It still has that same back release back in here, but it doesn't have an easy mechanism to release it. So you jump through some hoops to do that. First thing you got to do is you're going to pop that so that this is loose. So the seat is loose. You can bring it up. And this is going to allow you to get to your hand to get back behind here. And this is going to be tough to video at the same time, but it's doing it. But back here, there's a little knob on this release. And all you're going to do is you're going to kind of like push it back. So it's this right here. There's a little knob. You just need to get it kind of with your thumb. With your thumb, you're just going to kind of pull it like that. And it pops that off that bar. And now you can lower the seat, get a better view of it. It's this. You just did that to release it. Okay, a little hidden gem. There was only the one 18 millimeter bolt to take out that you could use with a socket. And that once that comes out, then the seat becomes very free because you've already undone the other side, and I'd already undone the front ones. But there's this one, it's another 18 millimeter that's hidden inside the subwoofer enclosure. It's got the seat belt attachment for the middle and driver's seat side rear seat connections. So to get it out, you're using a box end, and it just slow going to get it out, and then there's a little electrical connection that you got to undo. And then this will come out. I'm going to try and feed that through the seat, and then not sure, I'll probably get it to all feed back up into the into its holder, and again just secure it the same way I am the other ones, so it's still in the truck. Okay, so 2020 F350 Crew cab, back seats removed, and we've got 5 Roughland kennels installed or put in place so far. These are the medium size. This is or intermediate, medium. These are mediums. This is what's called the back seater. It's a little bit taller, a little bit wider than the others. We've got 2 more on order, and they'll go. One will go behind the driver, and the other one will go between or in the middle in this back, and we'll lash it down. Probably going to need to take out this plastic support piece and put in an actual piece of wood for framing to support the kennels in the back some, and put probably a 1x4 underneath here to make up that gap for the ones in front. But otherwise, if you wondered how to put 7 medium-sized dogs into a trailer or into a truck so that you can pull a 5th wheel, this is how you do it. Pause on the road. Okay, so the next step in putting crates in the truck is to take out the pan that's here, under the storage that's underneath the rear seat, and it's relatively straightforward to do. If you open the container up, there's a plastic sheet that's at the bottom. You pull it off. There are 2 nuts on either end. You unscrew them. There's a washer underneath them that you take out, and then it just, you pull the tray out, fold it back up, and put the nuts with it, and it's done. It's really straightforward to do. Next step that we're going to do is we built the base that levels out the back, a little shelf that comes up and rests on this back ledge, and then there's a little storage cubby hole that you'll see here in just a moment. So this is the very basic flooring that we've constructed. It's just real thin, like 1/8 inch plywood, real cheap stuff. It's really just meant to smooth out the surface. 1x6 piece of lumber to provide support to this edge. You have to notch out the board a little bit for the grounding strap. But that's really about it. You do end up with a little storage area that you can put whatever in there. We'll probably eventually put some Velcro underneath this so that it hooks into the fabric a little bit if we see that the sheet moves around some. But that's really about it. And this is what it looks like with a couple of the Roughland kennels in it. You can see that they kind of sync together, so they're providing each other some support. They're not going to move back and forth. Because they open from either side, it's really nice. Our kids, they can climb right in. We've got plenty of room to open up the crate doors. No problem with the door binding on this. Closes just fine. It's not touching them, not moving. And we've got the other side already in place, so they're not sliding in when the door shuts. We'll have, to get all of our dogs in the truck, we'll have a kennel on top of here and on top of that one, and then another one that'll be between these two. Because of the cab structure on the back corner, it binds the width. We don't have excess space, because if you look and you go straight up, you're running into stuff. So you have to have the top kennel back here a little bit further in the cab space. So we'll have to secure it to keep it from moving left and right. But yeah, you can get 7 medium-sized dogs comfortably and safely in the back of an F350.